time. How will they react? I do not know. Shit. Why did I forget?
If everyone can please start getting cards up.
They need to know. Simple as that. It's my mistake for not telling them earlier. Man, I need to hide that camera cause that is distracting as fuck. Morning, Tashir.
Morning, Mr. Venturo.
Morning, Chatty.
Had a pleasant night.
The usual for me. Though I had a realization I had forgotten some possible details I need to tell some higher ups.
Good morning.
Morning, Archer.
How was your first night? Sleep well, Officer Delon?
Captain.
As much as someone can do.
What can I do?
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
I have some information that have been given to me that I wish to tell you and Commander Kunch. I will prefer it to be in a private situation.
Is he in the security room?
I have not seen him. I came here the first thing.
I see. Very well, let's go find him then.
Let me get my coffee.
I should probably get the rest.
Excuse me, I have realized I have forgotten to adjust everyone's audio. Right, shall we?
After you.
assume he's on his way for breakfast.
I'm gonna assume.
Ah, speaking of.
Delon, I got your message.
Yes, I will.
Assuming we want to get right to business.
Yes, I would prefer to get it out in the open as fast as possible.
Understood. Morning to you, Captain.
Good morning, Officer Bench. Are we all ready? Very well.
Breakfast can wait.
Morning, Sid. It starts right away from me now.
This is information told
then.
to me during the day of the incident in Ceres and Archer's room. However, at the end of the day, I tried to get your attention, Commander Crunch, but well, things happened. And the following few days, being hectic, and with you out, Captain, especially after the attack, it has all completely slipped my mind. Archer came to me, questioning if we knew about Ceres surveillance. Apparently, he has gotten access to Ceres terminal, and it has involved detailed reports of every crew member, including Archer's own sleeping patterns, and private messages sent from said terminal to Captain Narsak. This is the information I wish to conceive. Yesterday, I was reminded it yesterday as Archer questioned me about why Siri is still on the ship. I said it is obviously your choice if they are to be kept or if something has to be done to this. But it reminded me I had forgotten to inform you of this. I'm deeply sorry for this.
I see.
That is incredibly concerning. And you are certain that Archer isn't simply telling fibs? Did you see the terminal with your own eyes?
No, this is all
No,
what he said.
It was actually an order from me. I told Archer to scan it to look to see if there was any rhyme or reason for Siri doing what they did at the time.
I see. Simply thought to cover that ground, but if we are certain that it is true, question
According
then
to-
stands is how do we deal with it?
According to Archer,
I'm unaware right now.
her actions was because she was given a message that she had failed her mission. As much as I remember us having that idea, that she was punishing herself.
That being said, I've given Siri explicit orders not to contact or ignore any contact from Narsak right now. If we give them their terminals back, I suggest we have Archer plant spyware on it to make sure that nothing gets sent, and anything that does get sent to the AI first. Then it deletes it before it gets sent out to Narsak. I think this is a good idea. It keeps things under monitor, and it also allows us to keep that Fasir at trust with our security officers. I genuinely do think that Siri was only acting on orders, especially with Narsak's conditioning and treatment of them. Can't completely fault them.
Given their nature,
Needless
I
to say.
suppose that's fair.
Either way, needless to say, this is troubling and incriminating, so we'll give them a chance. If they don't send anything, then there's nothing to worry about and we can remove the spyware without issue.
Suppose a simple test like that is not such a bad move. But if she does betray that, we should most certainly detain her and likely remove her from this ship.
Speaking on detainment, I have a question for you. And I'm sure Argyle will want to ask you it as well. How is your investigation going on our one suspect?
I have come up with
Delon,
little.
you're good to hear this as well.
I've come up with little, unfortunately. I haven't really heard or really seen anything to add to our current list of suspicions. No new evidence has really bubbled up for me.
Understood. My next question would be, do you think they're clear enough to pass over suspicion on them? Or are you still wanting to continue the investigation?
I think it is worth continuing to look into it. Though with the current evidence that we have, I can't say anything conclusively. So it's hard to say if it's really a good idea to just simply drop it.
Well, I defer this judgment to you. Right now, they are resting up. They worked the night shift as well as the day shift yesterday. So, nothing needs to be done about it now. But Science Officer Palas screamed at me over the fact that it had not been done yet. So, right now, the way I see things, is if Palas wants this done and cleared immediately, we'll drag him in kicking and screaming for interrogation. We'll discuss this further with Archer and the rest of security later. But if we still think that we need to do the investigation, then that's an option. But Palas wants it done immediately.
Well, if Palas is so gung-ho on having it done now, then a brute force interrogation isn't the worst idea. No, for sure. Really squeeze it out of him.
I trust you to make the final call.
Indeed. I will handle it personally. But,
Yes.
as it stands, I think clearing them for their promotion is fine. Their clearance as a second science officer shouldn't pose any serious security threats, even if they do have ill intent.
My only concern with such things is supplies. They have the power to approve and push forward requisitions for supplies. Now, granted, it still has to go through myself and Palas, but if Palas is this dead set on approving them, then my concerns are still there. Regardless, we'll figure out what to do when the time comes.
Indeed.
If I may.
Of course.
Speaking of the situation of Captain Narsek, if a situation comes that there is to be hostility towards them, I believe I should be completely open. Officer Ganj, as you know, I asked you to double check my public file on our records. And as you yourself noted, it is suspiciously clean. Any of my mistakes in my time in the fleet of Captain Narsek has been scrubbed. And according to it, I have left the fleet of my own volition. And I did not say this part to you. I decided to keep this as I believe that it might have been just their decision to keep it off the records. But I believe if we are to continue, I should be direct. The reason why I left the fleet of Captain Narsek was due to a mistake on a mission. I had not followed orders, for I had deemed them suicidal for my squad. However, due to this decision, we had not done our objectives by the time we should have, causing deaths of numerous others. I was court-martialed and dishonorably disciplined and let go. That is the major mark on my record that is now missing. I have sent a request for my own public record. At this point it has come to me. None of this is in there.
I can actually answer that. I recently just pushed for a court-martial on one of our officers. Disrespect of an officer of a higher grade, etc., etc. My response from the Admiralty, you'll see a highlighted section, and only that section is present to you. My response from the Admiralty was they intentionally kept records from us to inspire a communication amongst the crew. Find out one-on-one what the stories are. Now, as much as I am for such a thing, and getting to know your crewmates, I also don't think that it should be kept and withheld from the officers on board who they're working with. That way they can better acclimatize and get things situated for them.
Not to mention, identify any potential security threats they may pose.
Security threats, health risks to themselves, crew.
Especially
usually
when
rather-
such things are
There's not even a
found out
vaccination
by
yet.
accident. Finding out about something that nobody else knows can cause schisms between people if they do not agree with those disagreements.
Exactly.
Well, there's
the
disagreements,
UPA
and then there's finding out that someone donating blood has radioactive blood. That would have been nice to know.
Exactly. Well, I'm not sure if they went that in-depth in their records. Plus, you have to remember that Tashir is still in the documentation process for criminal reform, which we'll be receiving an Atlas prisoner as a transfer to our ship. No details as of yet as to what they did, but the UPA thinks that they will be good for our assignment. I sure should hope that they're correct about that, because right now, the only people giving us support, and as much as it pains me to say it, are corporations such as Atlas and Oracle. Thus far, they're some of the most competent people on the ship, are our corporation associates. That's excluding a good majority of engineering and security, seeing as most of us have either no affiliation with corporations or a disdain. But, nonetheless, I've also been informing the Vlokin military about this as well. So, at least something will be done. An investigation will be launched on the Alpha class that was here, aside from myself. And more than likely a team of Templars will be dispersed to hunt them down. Argyle's also informed me that they sent the same thing to Oracle, and more than likely there will be a bump-in between the two factions. Hopefully they can get along well enough to find the bigger problem and eliminate it. But either way, well, as I said, surprisingly, our corporations are our most competent individuals thus far.
As unfortunate as it is, it kind of has proved true.
Pains me to say it every time.
Does not
I
mean
can say-
we might find more competent helpers, perhaps.
It's difficult to say, and as much as I am optimistic on the fact, the UPA has seemed to be proving extra difficult in these times. If they wish for this mission to succeed, we should know at least the general gist of our people. Not knowing Delon's service record means that we could have put him at a higher risk or a disadvantageous position to his skill sets. You're a former leader. We need that information and that skill set. You might have... Tell me, what was the order that you thought was suicidal?
Our mission was as the ground forces sent after the initials and during initial bombardments, my squad was to attack an artillery position. As far as the information we were given, or the lack of it, a full charge would have led us through numerous enemy positions that would have cost large amount of my squad's mates' men. I decided to take a longer route to avoid the more heavily fortified positions. What I did not know was that other squads had missions to disable those positions to give us the opening to get to those artillery positions. We would have then disabled the artillery, which would have then opened up the path for the main assault. But due to my decision to take the longer path, the main assault was heavily crippled by the artillery that we did not get stopped.
I see. Gunch, as a tactician, would you not have informed your squads about each other's duties and cohesion?
Indeed. It seems to me that this mistake of yours wasn't really your fault, more the fault of your commanding officers not giving information to you that might have been vital to know. Hard for two separate squads to work in tandem when they don't know what each other are doing. You may as well...
Or that they're even there.
Exactly. That's how friendly fire happens.
As much as I agree in parts, at the end of the day, it's our duty as soldiers to follow orders and to trust that our higher-ups have our best intentions. They are the ones who look at the bigger pictures. I can understand wishing for the people to be focused and not think more. To think that a squad is failing and deciding to go aid them knowing that they're there. But have them focused on the task at hand that the big picture requires. I did not defend myself during my court-martialing. I believe I had made a mistake and I deserved the punishment I was given. This is the reason when you mentioned possibly putting me in high position that I told you to reconsider, Commander Gunch. If you still believe, though, that I should be given a large position, and both me and Argyle agree that if you continue in your current path, pardon my language, you will need a second in command for the times when you are incapacitated.
Yes, with every remaining sore in my body and with my back killing me more than ever, I think I am in need of a second more than ever. And Delon, you are... You are more than competent from what I've seen you do. Your record notwithstanding. And I take it you've learned your lesson about, well, the bigger picture, as it were. Commanders often paint one and need every piece to move asynchronously. Sure, they could have communicated better, but still. A soldier's made to follow orders, not act on their own volition unless it's absolutely necessary. But as a leader, now you are a squad leader, not a commander of armies exactly. But you have a sense for the bigger picture, no?
I will follow the orders given. I do not question anymore. I believe and I trust, especially after the words you have given, Captain, over the course of our time. You have our mission in mind and all of our security in mind. I will keep my loyalty.
It's possible.
Well, in that case, I will take a day or two to fully consider, but I do think you'd make a very well put second in command. I do believe someone's knocking at the door, Captain.
Aye, Herald, I was going to ignore it until we were complete.
I would recommend Officer Cross if it wasn't for the fact that he has valid concerns of his speciality not fitting
Good morning, Captain.
a higher position.
Good morning.
Indeed, and he doesn't exactly seem interested in it himself.
A potential little problem.
But who's to say couldn't have a third in command?
The problem, there's a bunch of them.
Well, the one that has to do with the mega corporation has leaked.
Oh, I have more to add to that. Seeing as most of security's already here, why don't you come to join us?
There's more.
Oh
There's always
yes,
more,
I received a report from the UPA. First thing in the morning. I already informed Gunch about Palas's demand of clearing Dallas. I'm leaving the final call update. But, as I said to these two already, we also received a note from UPA High Command that we'll be receiving a new crewman. I'm suspecting that's what Atlas is delivering. This crewman is a former Atlas prisoner. When I inquired as to why, or what they did to become imprisoned, I was not given specifications. I hate Galacticom. I was not given those clearances. Furthermore, the UPA clarified as to why the dossiers that I had, and the ones I gave to you, Argyle, to port over, were so blank.
Yes, one might call them, pardon the phrase, Commander, a dog shit.
Oh, I don't mind it whatsoever. It's completely accurate. You'll see a highlighted section. The rest of it's blotted out. However, the highlighted section reads as follows, that the general gist of it was that the reason for the blank dossiers was for self-discovery en route.
Anyway,
To
some kind of
foster
social
better
experiment.
communication.
Is that it?
You would think... I would think that this would be a medico... philosophy experiment or something of the sort. But...
Is that what? Perhaps that is who's funding us.
I mean, everybody's funding us if it's through the UPA. However, apparently the Admiralty feels as though it is necessary for us to dig in and find out the information of our crewmen ourselves, throwing safety to the wind.
With Argal, if I may. It is the reason why I asked you
Yes.
to look into the issue of Natalia. They had informed me at one point that there might be something in their file that some might find questionable. If you had told me that there was nothing of the sort in there, I would have brought up this disparity on the lack of information because of my own file having been scrubbed.
Yes, well, all of the files that I received through the UPA were lukewarm at
Garbage.
best. Very little
Let's be
information, most of it redacted. Including Natalia. I can speak on their character a bit, however. They were willing to help us try to discover the true natures of what Dallas was up to. Provided some information as well. She was part of my investigation. However, with Mercer being cleared based on my own company's research, Dallas was becoming less and less suspicious. That was until Palas made those demands that we talked about yesterday.
Yes, and by the way, the court-martial was rejected by the same admiral.
That's curious.
Different problem, a different solution I have already conjured. Regardless, the other point of what the UPA was telling me was that we need to trust in them for selecting the top-tier people for this job to ensure mission success. Yet they will not back me when I have an officer directly disobeying orders and making demands of their captain.
Captain, we also have a cannibal aboard.
I agree. We have a cannibal. they said they're also rejecting the court-martial for that. Cultural discrepancy, they're bringing it up with their ambassador, and they're going to solve it that way. So at least something's being processed that way.
Ah, UPA at its finest. You understand why
I believe-
hold the UPA in such low regards. Apologies.
I am finding more and more reason why. They give us this ship that's already falling apart. They give us a crew that they don't tell us anything about, and tell us simply to trust them. That they want this mission to succeed. Well, they won't even support the officers they've placed on board to make the judgment calls and due process as such. I am wearing thin on my patience with them. If I don't get answered soon, there's going to be some major shifts on board here.
So, let me understand this. Exactly. The UPA is refusing to back you up on any calls that you're making aboard this vessel, but expects you to make calls based on information that you do not have.
Precisely. It would appear that that is the full crux of it, as it were.
As you had mentioned, it seems like the UPA both gave you a faulty directive and a faulty ship. Well done.
Yes, I am fully
Good
aware.
old UPA.
Well, they're failing at their basic task. I've received some encrypted messages as well. The ambassador is not thrilled about all this.
But regardless of all this, remember our current actual mission.
Yes,
It's the coaching.
correct.
We'll continue to keep an eye on our ne'er-do-wells aboard the vessel. Unless, of course, we've made a decision about Dallas. Specifically.
Good. Like I said, I'll let everyone have breakfast and then have Gunch mull that over. Dallas is currently resting, pulled a double shift, so I'm not in the mood to deal with that problem. Plus, we won't get straight answers out of someone who's on the verge of mental collapse already.
Indeed. But by the end of the day, I will have a good and proper determination on how to deal with this.
Aye.
Suppose we could
I think
continue
mulling it
doing
over
what-
over breakfast sounds nice.
Yes. Suppose we have two options. We continue along our investigation as planned. Making Pallas quite angry, unfortunately, in the process. Or we go with plan B. Because give Pallas what she's looking for and get answers immediately.
Already thinking
That would
the
be more
same line
forceful.
as I was.
Be quite forceful, actually. We'd have to drag him in and question him. That's why I wanted to do the investigation in silence.
I agree.
Indeed. If word gets out that we have dragged someone aside and interrogated them so, I imagine that's going to seed distrust, perhaps.
It shouldn't.
Though-
We're just doing our job.
Of course, we are just doing our job, but not every crew member is going to think that way.
Just make sure
We'll
I'm
be
not there.
pressured
They
by
already
another
hate
director.
me.
Duly
Exactly.
noted.
Pallas is demanding answers immediately. There's very little we can do at that point. Our hands are tied. More so, the
Like I-
decision has to weigh heavily more on you, Commander.
Indeed. Which is why I'd like to mull over it.
That is your right.
Perhaps it's lucky
And if
that
Pallas
he
gives you
worked a
any
double shift.
problems, report it to me immediately.
You will be the
I'm
first
not
to know,
backing
Captain.
down on this case.
Attention, Captain.
That goes for... Yes, computer.
There have been requests for a boarding party to enter the ship.
Tell them to give us a few moments while we get suited up.
I will buy you time.
Argyle, Sid, with me. get suited up.
Understood, Captain.
Delon, Gunch,
You want
you
armor?
enjoy your breakfast.
Very well,
Understand.
Commander.
We
Understood.
don't know what they're exactly doing, so
If
Better to be
other
prepared
agents,
than...
I do suggest
Captain, do you
at
mind
least one
getting
of
the
us
door?
being unarmored. I do not mind being that individual.
I have.
open it.
It'll come off as being courteous. And if we have to act violently, it'll throw them off guard.
Hmm.
Are you sure it's the best
Double
way to
time
do
it,
you?
Argyle.
Do it sometime, the Captain.
Well, at least one of my personal issues has been dealt with immediately.
Yes, isn't that nice? Chef, morning to you. You're up a little late.
Yes.
The usual. So whatever it is that's on the menu today.
Nutrients block, sir. You having a drink?
Hmm. Something red.
Red?
They do make a red soda, don't they?
Ah, yes, Sin Cola, of course. It's a twist top.
Oh, good. I don't need a bottle opener. Cheers, chef.
Of course. Delon, good day.
Nutrient
Venue,
block and
welcome.
water.
I gave Sid what for yesterday.
Besides the morning breakfast.
Understood. I will be there as soon as I have
I've only
finished
just
my
got up.
most wondrous breakfast.
Thank you. You alright?
Hmm? Yes, I think so.
Argyle?
Hello, I'm here for this one. Oh, good morning, Chef.
I see.
Do you have something quick and on the go? I'd appreciate it. Let's speak with science real quick. Dr. Ch-
Officer Gunch.
helping to secure the artifacts.
Speaking of
Yes,
Bashir,
But is it showing that the security?
I've had the time to interact with them a lot. I have the
I see. Who may have visitors?
highest of hopes for them. They have told
I
me
do
of
think
their...
Bashir is...
They have a choice of trying to be non-lethal, the order to
Not quite.
execute the prisoners, hit them hard, which is
Yes, that would be fantastic.
noble,
Thank you, Chef.
something to look up to. I'm looking to personally help foster that part of their personality.
I see. Well, having the
Thank you.
manners to spare someone in a situation like that is admirable, sure. It's not always an option, unfortunately.
They are fully aware of this. However, it's also important we do not
I
let
requested
ourselves
that
go
the-
numb
Ensure that the
to
artifacts
the
are secure.
idea of killing.
After doing it for as long as I have, I can't say I've the best sense. Though,
We shoulder the burden
I'm
so
not
others do not
blind.
have to.
exactly. But I'm not blind to the value of a single life. It's just
As Captain has said
space is
themselves
no
yesterday to me,
safer than home.
we follow UPA regulations here on the ship. Those who are
This is
captured
it.
are to be
Tell
detained.
me what to meet, Captain. I am geared up and ready to parlay.
That would be appreciated.
Hmm.
Very well.
Well then,
Orga, are you ready to go to
Shall
the
we?
lab of visitors?
Wonderful. Best of luck to you both.
Thank you, Dutch.
I have a question.
Crawl. Morning.
Morning.
Any chance you have had time to look into the possible enhancements?
You know, I can do that today, actually. I have nothing else planned.
Good. Of course, we do not have anything really to test out the effectiveness of the idea, but
Good.
Centaurian is probably still on the planet, or the ex-Centaurian. People are still on this planet watching the ship, I imagine.
This guy's packing. He's also got a gun. No, but for real.
They,
Indeed.
I imagine they hold a grudge.
Weapons for now.
We all did shoot up their people.
we defended ourselves. It is their foolish option to come at us with their weapons.
Am I right?
Proper soldiers do not underestimate people, especially ones in official business.
And there we are.
Still.
Your gun will be taken should it be necessary, but should I get my way, it won't be. You'll see.
From what I remember, we have the orders to allow people to have their secondaries on hand for now, as long as we're on planet.
Can I see it? Can I see it, please?
Nah, of course. It is the
planet side.
it is the type of weapon
Yes,
now.
personally,
It is the type of weapon now.
I don't want to be running all the way to security to grab my pistol.
Not while we're on planet now. Once we continue and the
Delon! Delon!
Hmm?
Do it again, do it again.
Oh, will I take when I...
Yes, there's a Holovitz humans made back in the day of using weapons like that. They're quite
Yeah, I could do that.
romanticized.
I'm working on it.
Nearly there.
Yes.
I hope the safety is on when you're doing that.
Oh no, definitely.
Oh yes,
Never.
the security is indeed on. All models still use the hammer.
Chip.
No, this is so much closer. So much cooler.
I guess practice is everything. Can you teach me to do this one day? Please don't point it at me.
Yes, remember at the end of the day.
The hammer is not cocked.
Even when,
not taking any chances
yes,
with
even
a
when
laser
with
pistol,
safeties on,
which looks
still
like a
pointing
normal
them towards a person is, ill-advised, and you will get reprimanded if you're found doing so.
All right, let me put this back in my jacket.
So Atlas is here then, eh? Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Hopefully they don't find the little things we have around.
Let's go 86 them.
No, we're not 86ing them.
Do we know
I
exactly
know what
why
this
they're
means.
here?
I'm not certain if I
86
should
people,
say,
what
but
does that mean?
I don't know where the term comes from, but it means take them off. I believe so.
Oh,
No, these ones are
that's not
proper.
very advisable.
These are proper corporation heads. They are bringing up a new crew member.
Interesting.
So
I do not-
another Atlas member of the ship.
I do not know why or whose idea it was, but that's not my place to ask.
At least as long as they don't find the things we found. That's fine. We should be fine.
Excuse me, I need to go double check on Officer Tashir before they are left confused about, as they were not part in the talks we had earlier. Have a good day, you all. I will come to meet you later, Kroll.
Okay.
They came in numbers, I see.
Craftsman.
What, did they just pass by?
Yes, about 6 members.
The ship is more like paper mache.
If they wish to keep the origin of the crew member a secret, they definitely are not.
We want to believe themselves to be right.
I believe Centurion can bully anyone if they wished.
More often than not, it takes. It shows the mark of a person to be able to look at a completely different being and be able to accept and try and understand your differences. It is even bigger of a achievement if you were able to change yourself.
Excuse me, I believe I should not be part of this conversation yet.
No.
So it wasn't him, it was the UPA. I guess I believe that is the better end result. Don't want it to be all of him's. wish to take the responsibility again. To be one of the people who they will have to look up to when decisions are needed. I'm ready to do that again. How much will I sacrifice this time?
Not seeing you in here like first thing in the morning. You good?
I had to inform Captain and Commander Crunch of a few things that I had been informed of.
Hello.
Hiya.
It then turned into an impromptu security team meeting.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Should I inform Tashir of at least the information that the captain told us?
Yes, go ahead and catch the Shia up on what we discussed.
As it turns
I'm
out,
going to go see how the situation is progressing.
As it turns out, everyone on board has had their public files cleaned up. Most of the information one will find on the crew members in here is clean. The idea apparently is to any issues to come up naturally, to be learned by the crew members. This involves issues in my military record. Even the captain was unaware until today, apparently. It is something I have been looking into myself after realizing my own public file. I was missing quite a few things. We are also getting a new crew member, as you most likely saw the Atlas personnel. Similar to you, they are ex-convict of Atlas, as apparently. We have no further information outside of that, but they have been assigned to us, it seems.
Interesting.
And that was pretty much it. When you actually just go to brass tacks, it's quite quick. But when you're talking, everyone gives their opinions and explanations, it takes longer. You alright?
I keep telling everyone, maybe? I don't know, really. I, sent a message out to my home, and I actually got something back, and I'm just kind of anxious to, open it.
I see. The only outgoing message I sent was my request for my public record, which is missing all the things still. Tashir, do you think I made a mistake calling off the spar yesterday when I did?
That's a interesting question to answer. Because the moral side of me says, no, you did the right thing. I was going too far and slipping into a bad place. And the instinct side of me that is used to the hellhole that is my planet and my culture is like, no, why did you do that? That was a fight to show something. But internal conflict with myself. I appreciate you stopping me from shoving my claws into the chef's throat. I don't want to live with that on my hands. Even if I did kind of go, like, barrel crazy for, like, half a second. But,
Do you think that's going to be an issue?
From actually interacting with enemies, no. If sparring with other people here, then it's kind of gonna be an issue, mostly because the distinction of if you're courting me or if you're just wanting to train me in fighting, it's kind of a very thin line.
Well, then I guess it should not be something that needs to be trained for. Just need to say that you are not really capable of training people in that way.
I can give advice and tips, but it has to be called at some point. No, go too far.
You were doing well with that, with Chef. You were informing of his flaws and you were giving him a chance. It wasn't just a fight.
Yeah. I guess you're right with that.
When they said Atlas was coming, I did not expect them to bring such a large number with them.
It is strange that so many were sent to escort one prisoner. I suppose they're simply taking precautions. As to why, I'm not sure.
I hope they are not trying to retrieve something and use intimidations to make sure the captain acquiesces.
Intimidation. They're on our ship. Should they attempt anything, we have an upper hand.
Seems they are leaving.
Don't seem.
I believe you have the camera that will have the best view of them leaving.
I should. Oh, I do see them there. Team Sid is leading out the escort. Though there is a blind spot near the airlock.
I'll have a coffee again. Are you going to read the message?
I mean, I should. Just not scared.
Now in the situation on your planet, I can't blame you.
Yeah. Worry of if it's just an automated message and I wasted my time.
It's never a waste of time to reach out. Even if it fails, at least it's no longer stuck in your head.
Yeah.
I will be at some point today going to crawl in engineering, getting possible enhancements to my arm applied. The idea is to
What kind of enhancements?
stabilizers, able to absorb any recoil from large higher guns and to hold more weight.
Will certainly be helpful. Nice advantage to having a cybernetic arm, I suppose.
The long plan idea I have in my own head is the capability of carrying a large caliber gun that most would have to wield in two arms with just a singular arm.
I'm sorry. One of our guests just waved at the camera as they were walking by. But that'll be a boon for you. Use that coming this way or coming here.
It's my belief that the image of a man holding a large-scale gun would intimidate opponents to not engage.
You'll get used to
the
it.
human saying, carry a big stick.
We haven't.
Gunch, Captain.
This is our new crewman, Mr. Burke.
I see that. I saw him waving at my camera as he was walking down the hall.
So you guys actually watch. That's good.
Oh yes.
When we're not just
Oh.
actually patrolling.
So, you're the Atlas prisoner they've brought along then?
I don't think I'm a prisoner. I think they called it a labor sentence.
The Atlas head gave labor sentence prisoner.
Out of character,
It's a
Lucis,
s-
I sent you that document.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's what that was.
Yes.
Yeah, understood.
We're
Step
being
above
sent
slavery,
prisoners of
perhaps.
labor to the ship of all ships.
Not a-
I chose this one.
I'm not really. I'm here to do work. I'll just put it that way.
If you're here to do work, what's your department going to be?
I'm here to do chemistry.
Ah, a chemist.
Yeah. You know, the greens and the blues and the glass beakers and stuff like that.
You're
Oh,
not going
yes.
to blow us up in our sleep, are you?
I mean, unless you have something that could blow an entire ship up.
It's very
I haven't
possible.
seen it. Noted.
I know little
I would
of
not
chemistry,
recommend
but
doing it though.
Tashia has told
Yeah,
me
I don't
many
really
things.
want to explode, so.
Gunch, I will trust this portion of the process to you. I'm going to go have a word with Argyle and Archer.
Very well.
Do you mind me tagging along?
Now this one I need to handle alone.
Good luck.
So, tell me, your name, first of all. I don't think I caught it yet.
I guess you didn't see the data pad. Coleman Joseph Burke. You can just call me Burke, I guess. I don't. Do we do last names here? Are we all friendly? Or call me Joe?
I don't. I go
Coleman?
by my given name, not my actual one. And I usually
What's
call
the
others
last
by
name?
whatever name they like to be called.
Oh,
I
you
simply
know
call
how
Sid,
I'm Venturo
Sid,
Delon.
though his
Delon is
actual
the
name
last
is
name.
longer.
Venturo is the
I will
first name.
simply call you Burke.
Humans have
Oh.
two names. One is your personal name and the other is the family name.
Mercer, there's something you need.
I'm looking for the captain.
Oh, he just ran off.
And now I'm caught up with the new face.
He's going to be a little busy, it seems. You'll have to go.
Being processed.
Well, this is kind of important, so we can get off the fucking ship. Or the ship, the planet.
Well, you always have a radio.
You have a radio, but do you happen to know where he might have gone?
He went to go find Argyle. So if you know what Argyle is. Delon, were they on any of the cameras? Did you see?
Not
Mind
at the
if I ask about
immediate.
this situation then?
Oh yes. This is Burke, our new chemist.
I see.
Oh, is this? Are you
He's in the
authority?
control
Should I-
room.
You don't need to salute me. I don't care.
Oh. Man, that was.
They are.
I think I'm getting pretty good at that.
They are the head of engineering.
Yes.
Oh.
Chief Engineer Mercer.
Oh, he's the chief. I should salute him. That sounds so important.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend going to the control room. The captain is being. Give it a moment.
Then I will wait.
He's berating. Yes.
Easy now. Kind of would have liked to see that.
Me too. That's why I asked to go. A shame.
I mean, you can leave me here and have them process me if you really want. He seems so nice. I don't know what he could be mad at.
Oh, I can hazard a guess. But no, I will personally be asking you a few questions just to make sure of a few things.
Well, if they need a room, my roommate got transferred a while back.
If it's all the same to you.
I don't care.
Well, look at that, Burke. You have yourself a roommate.
I wouldn't be so eager to get a roommate that's on a labor sentence, but That's just me.
Well, we'll see soon.
I didn't know you were on a labor sentence.
I might have missed that. Yes, they are sent by Atlas. They are on a labor sentence of sorts.
Ah, so they're
Something of a prisoner.
Not a prison.
That explains the disheveled look.
I don't look that bad. I mean, it's a shitty Atlas hoodie, but you know, I can't do anything about that.
They are pretty shitty.
I like to think I keep pretty good care of my hair, though.
Decent shoes for a prisoner.
Again, those look like Nikes.
Not my first choice.
Are those the ones where you pump up the bottom of them through the fucking tongue?
I don't know what you're talking about. They don't give you that as
like
a prisoner. Yeah.
Like the
Okay,
main
this
distraction
processing
we
is
have.
taking an awful long time.
We're getting distracted. If
I'm
you do
gonna
not
go look
mind,
for the
Messer.
captain, because I don't want to sit here forever. Where is this voice coming from? This is not my voice.
What?
I sound like the last guy that was just here. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Is he okay? Does he have an issue? That guy's the chief of something. Did you hear what he
Oh, no,
just said?
he's-
That wasn't good.
Oh no, he's fine. It happens. Space fluctuations and I don't know, it's science. stuff
Space
above me.
fluctuations.
Flux. That's what the medical people are calling it. Anyway.
Okay.
With your labor sentence, tell me what egregious thing did you do to end up with such a fate?
That's the thing, Mr. Sorry, is your title Gunch, or is that your name?
My given name is Gunch. My full name is Yekitenchu Gunch Yalaha.
Oh, wait, I don't need any of that. Okay.
Exactly.
No, I'm actually innocent. I'm being improperly treated. You don't have to read the
Wrongly
data pad the
accused,
captain
then.
got. Yeah. I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm here anyway.
I will certainly be giving that data pad a good look over. What were you accused of, though? What crime were you, well, framed for?
You're gonna have to read the data pad for that. I think it'll have all the answers you need.
Very well. I'll be reading that later then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, tell me about yourself. You said you're a chemist. Your background before you were imprisoned? Anything of note?
Oh yes. Well, I mean, what can I say? I was an honest man. Well, I am an honest man, of course. Did a little. Went to school for chemistry, you know, science, very stimulating, you know, Erlenmeyer flasks and all that, you know. Didn't do anything that, nothing too special, but then, you know, ran into the wrong people and
I would like
a
to
couple
use
of
one of the training
bad occurrences, and here I am, I guess.
The training, what?
The bad luck has brought you here.
Yeah.
For what use?
You don't exactly have the demeanor of a criminal,
I'm going to be
though.
teaching someone.
Corporations are
how
not
to
always
use
known
it.
for their,
Understood?
we'll call it fairness, when it comes to their
They sure like to treat
justice.
you like one. Yeah.
Right.
Indeed. Well,
Burke, I'm going to give your data pad a good read. Full
It's
front
just a
and
sniper.
back.
Is it the assault rifle or sniper rifle?
But as it stands, if you are simply a wrongly accused chemist with no former ties, corporate ties,
I
any
assume
of
we
those, I'm
have
assuming they're
blanks
listed in
for
your data
these.
pad as well.
It's all there,
The
but
sparring range has
I
holographic
personally don't like a lot of
Right.
them, but that's just me.
Yeah, right,
I
do
deal with
that.
them if I have to.
You can simulate
You know, a
bullet
lot of people
fire.
deal with science, medico.
I
Yada,
think
yada,
this
You
will
will
yada.
be able to simulate a recoil, however.
And then we have a similar idea about them then.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe two of your associates are outside of the door. Dr. Chip.
I have
being one of
associates
them.
already.
Well, if you are going to be part of the science team, I'm assuming that's what you'll be doing as a chemist. I do know Dr.
That would
Chip
make
is
sense.
part of it. Feel free to
Can
speak.
I ask questions?
You can ask questions, sure.
Do I get anything? They took all of my things before I got here. Like,
You get a room.
Okay.
You might have in the event of an emergency, there should be an extra EVA suit somewhere for you, should it become necessary.
Sounds snazzy.
It's not.
Can I get one that's blue? Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's the emergency EVA. They're not exactly built for spacewalks. They're built for decompressions. Though I'm sure if you speak to engineering and some of the others, you could get something more suited to you whipped up.
Oh, can I ask them to make me stuff? Is that how that works? Can we research things and make them?
I will assume you will have to okay them with your own commander. In this case, chief. The
There's a
chief of
science
science. Yes, Miss Palas.
Yes. Palas, head of science. They are a plant creature. Stands about yay high. You'll know them when you see them.
Okay. Already have my boss. Already know my boss's boss and my boss's boss's boss. Great. Alright.
Indeed. And as head of security, I'm sure you will see me around. Should you have an issue, do not hesitate to bring it up to me or any other security members you might run across. This here's Delon.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, hi.
Tashir, to my left here. Though, for now, I recommend you find your way to Palace and introduce yourself, if they are not occupied. I will be going over your datasheet while you do so, and if anything problematic comes up, I'll be sure to seek you out.
I don't know why that
have
would
nothing.
happen, but
I
alright.
have nothing else to do. I can show them where all the places are.
If you would not mind, Delon. Out of character, is the datasheet in the Discord, or you gonna DM that?
I'm gonna send you the link, but the captain has the physical pad, so unless he, I guess, sends it to you, then you can see it.
Oh. In that case, I will.
I don't think it was sent anywhere.
I'll ask the captain for the data pad. He left without putting it on the computer. I hope he's not screaming.
Excuse me.
I mean, it can't be that bad of a... Am I that bad of an inconvenience? I mean...
No. It's all
good.
due process and all that. But I will not hold you here.
I guess.
I see no reason to at the moment. Let's just hope your data pad concurs with that.
Yeah. Are we just allowed to walk around anywhere? Is there like a curfew or...
I'll give the new guy a
Oh yes,
tour,
right.
and then
You're a prisoner. You've been
if
in
you need to
prison
talk,
for a
you'll
while.
know where to find me. Yes.
Make no mistake. This ship is no prison, labor camp, or anything of the sort.
Probably gonna sit in Metropon.
We will certainly not treat you like a prisoner should you not give us a reason to. You may walk around freely at any hour. There is a day and a night shift. You have been assigned to the day shift. Though occasionally you might need to take a night shift depending on the... Oh, it seems like we're jumping.
If we are.
I guess we've taken off.
We assume as much until we're told otherwise.
Well, the further away from Atlas, the better, in my opinion. Oh, that's a good question. Are there any Atlas spooks crawling around here that I should know about?
I do believe we have a couple who are familiar. Though I can't really think of anyone who's a proper Atlas corpo.
I only know one person maybe 2 people who I know for certain are, well, now 3, I guess. I'm learning over time. I'm not really asked
forget.
specifically.
Who did Archer work for?
Not certain there.
I'll have to ask.
That's not come.
But rest assured that there are no proper Atlas officials as far as I know.
Okay. I've really had enough of them, so that makes me feel a little better. Is this place like really corped up, or is this all?
We have
like,
a few. We have a few corporation
lock-in
representatives,
human fun time.
but for the most part, this is an UPA ship. We follow UPA protocols first and foremost.
Okay, I can live with that. That's good to hear.
Could certainly do better than the UPA, but I'd rather not deal with any other corporation, honestly. So, take what you can get, I suppose.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
Delon, if you would not mind showing them to Palace, if you can find them.
I just
so
saw
they
them
can be
walk
properly
past.
introduced. Oh, excellent. And they're not far.
So.
You can go see out the captain. Make sure I can get your data pad.
Shall we sign this perk?
Thanks, Gunch.
Enjoy your time on the ship, Burke. Hopefully it doesn't land you back in a prison afterwards.
That would never happen, Gunch. I'm not a criminal. Delon, the next time you look back at Burke, you'll see his eyes flick towards your stun baton and then back at you very quick.
The bridge? Have we left, or was that miss here?
No, there was a button that made the engine sound like it started, but it really did not start.
Understood.
It's fine. Engine warming up. That's it.
I believe someone already has complained about the position of that button. This is the front of the ship. You have the bridge, you have the security office, and this is the medical ward. If you get injured, you come in here. At some point, I will ask you to go in there and...
lady.
Yes, they're one of the medical officers. At some point, stop by and get yourself scanned.
You know it's rude to point at people.
She pointed at me first. What am I supposed to do? Just sit here and take it?
To point at people.
Unaware, we have taken
but... Yeah, but...
We have? Okay.
Even less strangers.
So,
Stranger danger. Don't talk to me. Might do something unsavory.
Officer Ifrit?
No, it's more like we don't know you enough.
Officer Ifrit, this is our new science officer, Burke. He is given to us by Atlas. This is head medical Ifrit. So yes, like I said, at some point, stop by, get yourself
Can I ask you not to
scanned.
introduce me like that? Don't make me sound like a corp. I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm here because of Atlas, but I'm not here because of Atlas. You feel me?
You can claim it yourself. It's fine. It's not that important to me, anyways.
Okay.
Good, 2 people
But
medical
you're in
are
the
here for
city
this.
UPA, so...
Oops.
I'm ripping off my fucking sling. I'm tired of this shit. Just so it's on record.
Ooh.
Alright.
I think that's against
I gotta
protocol.
have it. I don't care.
My arm's fine now.
I gotta have a talk with you in a bit. Whenever you're not busy, I'd like to talk to you in private.
I'm not busy right now.
Are you a
well, I gotta
doctor
find
and a
captain
chief?
right now?
No, I just know when my arm's broken and when it's not.
I don't know if he's not a professional. I don't know if he knows. Sorry, I'm just trying to be an upstanding citizen. You should check on him. Pardon me, Chief. Just making sure you're okay.
Right.
You need to straighten your elbow more.
I know, I can see.
I did my best. I've done it like 4 times. Cut me some slack.
Can I ask a request? I know it's not very important, but next time you decide to jump
That's the third time I've heard that. Okay.
Smooth about this.
The control room.
Either.
Let's keep some
Control.
distance from it for now.
Aggressive with us. I wanted to show power and strength.
The control room where they control.
It is mostly a meeting room.
I see. Oh, this place probably looks the same, the most the same out of everything I've seen so far.
Oh.
Through here and through there. In this corner is the hydroponics, one of the places you will most likely be working with the closest. It is where science keeps all of their plant matter and material that can be grown.
I see.
Understand anything you pick up has to be written down. Make sure that we are aware of everything.
Do they really log everything?
We only have so many supplies, and we are in non-UPA territory. We do not have the access to just refill everything freely. Following the hallway through the doors is the way to the hangars and the lift to the other floors. In here, as you can tell, crew quarters and engine room are down here. If you need engineering for any reason, you will follow the stairs down, then more down, and that is where the engineers usually are, if they're not working with something. Next time you see Mercer,
Yeah,
if
what the fuck is she wearing? What is that? What is that?
Let me double check.
Not the person. What are they wearing? What is that shit?
Not the person, but who?
Never mind. Sorry. Continue. I'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure.
And then here is most likely where you will be finding yourself the most. The science lab itself. Seems science is currently not around, but here is basically your workstations and most of the supplies you will be using.
It's very official. Very official. This might be interesting to get used to because of how official this is. I'm not used to stuff that's like properly made for this sort of thing, so.
Well, you will have a few of our crew members say that this ship was not made for this, but that's it. Here we have the escape pods, mostly locked unless required, and the kitchen. In the kitchen we have the great appliance, handled by the head of catering, chef. They are a Vlacan looking person. You will most likely meet them during the morning at some point. I hope you are used to, hope you will be quick to get used to nutrient blocks.
I've had worse.
Who's the newbie?
I do not see you for some reason. There we go. I had to just blink. Hello, Vane. This is Burke, new part of the science. Also, is your voice supposed to sound like that? This is Vane, part of the engineering crew.
Right in the front.
Excuse me if I ignored you last time. I did not see you and thought you were not there. So, following then, I will continue showing Burke around for a bit.
We'll catch up later, Vane. Yeah. That's it's a nice bit of chrome on your arm. Do we have any cyberneticists on board?
Some of the engineers are capable of doing that, yes. This obviously is just a high-end civilian model, as I was not able to keep any of the military ones once I left military.
I'm jealous.
No, don't be.
They just threw me in a room with a bunch of this Martello scrap, and I had to make do. The only reason this works is because there's this cheapest Medico servo I could find in here.
You could have it worse. You could have it the same level as Officer Tashir. As you could see, all of their limbs were cybernetic, and those are all similar level of quality.
Oh, they're not.
They look
made
nice,
it look
but
much better than it is.
No, yes, I think it's just the energies. Up here, as you most likely saw when coming in, is the airlocks, and the room for the hangar bay. After that, the room to the left here is the storage unit. Currently, if you pick up anything from there, it is to be locked. If we find that something has been taken without being locked and you have been caught in cameras, you will be prosecuted over it.
Prosecute. That's a harsh word. What if you just forget?
The captain most likely will not. Here's the elevator.
Okay.
It goes between the lower floors and can become hangars.
Huh, that was smooth.
We have a few extra crew rooms, the green rooms as we call them due to the green coloring. That is engineering only. You don't really have to worry about it. If there's an issue there, the engineer will handle it, and if you are required, they will ask you help. And then maybe the most useful place for some, the training area. It has
training.
It has holograph technology in it to place your shield. You can use it spar. There's a few your average weights and things, so you can
spar. Like
that's mostly for us security, obviously. But if you wish to get some basic self-defense training, we are more than willing to oblige. Since we are outside of the UPA territory, a chance of us getting boarded and attacked, it's always a possibility.
His eyes go a little wide for a second and then go back to normal.
So if you believe you do not have the self-defense capabilities, we can always teach you the basics. So that at least if something happens and you're not just immediately captured and put on gunpoint, then you can at least keep yourself from harm's way.
That's the last thing I'd want to be, is captured and held at gunpoint. That would just...
At the end of the day, it is our duty as security officers to make sure that that does not happen.
Oh, true, very true. You don't have that iron on your hip for nothing, huh?
And I don't have these two on my sides for nothing either. Understand though that outside of
you don't have them on you.
Oh, I don't.
No, I mean, like, do you? Sorry.
Oh yeah, both of these are on.
Okay, just make sure.
This I don't have. At the current moment, due to the issues we had on the planet, everyone's allowed to carry their secondary weapons. Obviously, you currently do not have any. You can have a standard UPA stun pistol on you, in case. Though currently, if I'm to believe that we have left orbit, we will return to normal UPA protocol, which is that non-security personnel are not to hold any weaponry on them. In the case of in case of emergency, soon we will be installing secondary weapon containers into all of the different spots, so that in case of emergency you have quick access to a sidearm to defend yourself.
All right.
What is that?
That's good, being proactive.
This one is not open, so let us check, just in case if the other door is open before we go in. Yes, that is the entrance to hydroponics. One of the two entrances, that's why I'm double checking the other before we just barge in. This is why I figured. I believe I heard Officer Pallas inside.
Plant lady.
That's why Martello wants us.
Oh, is she hiding in here?
Yes.
No way for me to tell.
Tung, tung.
Hello. That is an unfamiliar voice.
Hello. Miss Pallas?
Yes, Officer Delon.
I'm here to introduce to you to a new person under your command. This is Burke.
Oh.
He's to become a new chemist on board.
A chemist? A century chemist? Who sent you?
I'm gonna get this right. Atlas put me here, but I don't represent them. I'm just a chemist.
I see.
Oh, sorry, you're a chief of science, right? Should I...
No.
Oh. Oh, Delon, how's my elbow? Am I getting better at it?
You start a bit too
Alright.
high. It almost looks like you're trying to punch yourself.
Oh, was that not the point? Okay, well.
I've given Burke the tour of the most of the land departments here. Yeah. It's just now
Thank you.
learning over time where everything is, as it took me a while to remember everything. I shall leave them in your care then.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Delon. I appreciate it.
Bit of a personality issue there. Hope they don't cause any issues. The worst that we have had is Sid and Vane, but they're at least professional.
Do we actually have someone to pilot that hunk of junk in the hangar?
Not me.
Oh, I thought you could.
Mew was gonna teach me how to fly fighters, but no.
Flying a big ship is far different from flying a small ship.
Yeah.
I would know. There's a few things I try not to do.
Truthfully, a little practice while there's nothing around, shooting asteroids, might not be the worst idea to train somebody how to use the fighter.
It's possible. I'm still gonna. I only have done looked over your schematics basic, but there was a little bit of a hiccup on my end, and I couldn't exactly focus on them today.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Also, it has a whole nother axis that you have to worry about.
Well, you don't have to worry about that access to when you're
It was a little bit on edge.
Dr. Freet's looking for you. Don't use my
My own two
attic
legs, even in space.
I've always had a reference on which direction's up. I don't think I could.
Sorry, I
fly
had just
fly
a
a ship.
comms.
Very up-oriented.
Actually,
I
you
believe
might
that
be
was
better
for
suited
Conch.
to it. Fun
Right.
fact about my genetic qualities. We don't have a sense of up. We have a sense of personal up. Makes it a lot harder to lose your balance when you always know which way your head is.
Yeah, and whenever I'm in 0G's, I get awesome. Throws me off. You gotta be careful not to get that head right. It's still mostly organic up here.
G'day. I believe we have finally left orbit. Planet. Oh yeah. I've basically gotten anything I wanted to do today done. So now I'm just wandering. Surprisingly quiet after everything. Something wrong? No? Good. Good thing they didn't wreck anything coming in. I guess why will they were trying to take over the ship, not scrap it.
crazy.
Just let me know if you need anything sabotaged. That's easy.
I shouldn't
If you need repairs on your weapon or suit, call me out.
Need to get the captain's attention.
Captain?
Out and about again?
For the time being, it looks like.
Gunch, Argyle. I hope you weren't perturbed by my outburst. It has just hit a breaking point. I can only
That's
handle so much.
That's what I was concerned about. Are you alright?
Better. I meditated for a while, so it's helped calm me down. Sid was correct. I had not meditated in almost a week's time now. It was long
I did want to
overdue.
apologize, Captain.
Thank you.
Again,
but
that was not.
I am sorry for being as extreme as I was. You were just doing what you thought was correct in the moment. It was a miscommunication on both parties. But I appreciate you acknowledging the parts where you overstepped.
Yes, I could have handled it more tactfully.
All in all, it could have been handled more tactfully. But we may do with what we can. We'll have to just continue on as forward. As we have been. The Kochi is our primary concern now. I don't want any more distractions. That's absolutely vital.
Yes.
The sooner we get done with our primary objective, the better.
Agreed. Hello, Sid.
Captain? Would you, care for a little walk?
Sure.
I'm not going to berate you, don't worry.
I still be careful. I'm still in the mindset of exploding the next moment.
Before you go, Captain,
Hmm.
a question to ask of you.
Of course.
Involving Burke, our new crew member. I read the briefer than I thought it would be filed. The only thing I thought of note. Well, I thought found a note was that their Atlas noting that they had present psionics, but did not specify level or anything of the sort. I think it might be worth checking to ensure they're not some. Well, forgive me for I do not know the term all-powerful being.
Yeah, if they were, you would have felt it. Even non-psionics can feel that weight in the air.
Well, that is reassuring. I
Well,
have
it's-
Argyle
Feel a
on.
spark.
I see. I have Argyle on getting a proper dossier from the UPA, so we can learn what we need to. But from what I saw speaking to him, he seems quite benign. I'm not incredibly worried.
Very well. But I wouldn't hold my breath on the UPA. They barely give us information on the people that they do have records on, so...
It is true. I don't know if Oracle would have anything about them. They're an Atlas prisoner.
I agree.
Regardless.
Keep an eye on them until we can clear them of whatever. Just figure out why. See if we can find out why. If you have the opportunity to, see if you can get them to open up about it. That'd be the preference.
Captain, can you remember? I was having a hard time recalling. Was this individual dropped off aboard our vessel because UPA asked them to?
The communique I got was from the UPA initially telling us that they're dropping them off.
Understood.
That's all I know.
Well, that is all I had
Nothing
for you.
further.
If you want to continue your walk.
I'll need to get my initial scan done for medical. Granted, they're probably not the happiest with me, but at this point, I don't really care. Gunch, you're the only officer that has not shown me a level of disrespect yet.
I've been disrespected enough times as a leader to know that a leader does not appreciate it very much.
I thank you. As I said, I've been very patient trying to acclimatize to the other cultures. However, it has reached a point where it crosses into you are a contractor on a military vessel. Granted, it's a diplomatic vessel and a research vessel as well. But once you sign that contract, you are now a member of the military via extension. And Palas, of all people, being former UPA military, so they claim, should understand this as well. Anyway, I will not dwell on it any further until the time comes. I'm going to try and organize a department head meeting shortly. I'll let you know when I start making moves on it.
Understood. I will listen to my radio. Enjoy your walk, Captain.
Thank you.
Speaking of, shall we go pay medical visit?
Another one? I just paid them one.
Weren't you requested? Over comms?
Jeffrey was looking for you.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I think I heard it over the radio, but I didn't quite hear the name. I was in conversation. Apologies.
And if you don't mind, I'll accompany you.
I don't mind.
After all,
No.
I'd hate for you to walk down the corridor and be riddled with bullets again.
Let us hope that does not happen.
The corridor is quite busy right now. The busiest part of the ship, as it turns out.
Is it so?
Oh, I did not see them. Interesting. Huh. Tashir? Did you see Siri following behind the captain? Or specifically, did you see them behind Cross and Crawl?
Oh, that's not good.
No, I don't mean that in hey, I'm sure they're just going around. But I did
No.
not see them here.
No.
Hmm?
No, that one when it was in the hallway, Valora went down it. There's sparks coming out behind her. Oh.
Come on, let's go.
something
That was a
malfunctioning.
wonderful display of how not to gain your crew's respect.
Hello. Shit. Alright.
Lord.
Keep an eye on her, I'll get some water. Excuse me.
Okay. So right now we don't really. Oh, so.
Engineering next to you. Are you able to discern what's happening?
Wait. Valor, let's get you back down to your room so you can get in your pool, and then we can get that fixed. Okay?
What happened to her neck?
You go in there. If you can help her, please. Try to fix it up. I'm sure I can close it from the outside, right? Yeah, cool. We'll let them deal with that. Sarah can also go in there. It wasn't a lack of water, it was lack of movement.
I see.
You alright?
I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, they have source of water there.
We need another engineer.
If she thinks that she needs help, I'm sure she can offer help. Right now, that is concerning. I've seen my one too many for sure of cybernetic sparking. That is not a good sign.
Good thing you were keeping an eye on the camera. That I wasn't.
Yeah. It happens. Okay, I'm getting myself another soda.
Mm.
Right? Yeah. Soda. You good?
Mm-hmm. Just keep an eye out in case something happens. Until I see she has gone to the engine room to go fix it, I'm sure. Once I see her go back in and come back out, I'll leave this position. Officer Freddy. And they didn't hear me. Yep. Oh. I guess in your case it's not an issue. I saw Burke, the new one, Haida clans that they took at Mapaton. They seem to also have a bit of a personality issue. Just someone to keep an eye on.
Well, he's someone probably getting used to not being a prisoner. I was like that for a bit.
There's also the whole them saying they're innocent and not liking being forced into this. But we'll see.
Only time can really tell.
Thank you for your help.
You try to go rest. There we go.
Do you ever get those moments where your cybernetic is not installed? You can feel it's still there.
I often have times where my cybernetics kind of don't feel like they are connected to me at all. Yeah.
Right, you did mention that before. There were a few times back when I first got this. I would have to remove it during night. My body was not used to sleeping with it. And I would wake up, roll to my right, go to push myself up with my right hand only to smack face first in the ground. All the while I could feel myself moving my arm.
Yeah.
Your brain knows it's sending the signals, it just does not realize there's nothing to accept them.
Yeah.
But eventually it adapts.
I think you have a bit more of an easy time adapting to it, considering that's what I used to look like.
I'm quite happy there.
Yeah. I was watching fireworks in this one, and it's always nice to be around my parents.
You always talk about how your race is, but obviously there's good times too there. It's not all just violence.
There are some exceptions. Parents taught me how to control the urges. It is quite alright. Things happen.
You're talking to two people with cybernetics. We understand issues happening with technology.
Just gotta make sure not to have it all over me. Thank you.
Makes me realize I might... The next time there's an away mission and I stay back, I might just leave the arm with the engineers. Have them double check it. Especially after that one time I got thrown around quite a bit. Sure, the armor took most of the hits, but you never know where a small dent causes issues.
Well, ain't that interesting?
Yes. So, down there is engineering. I suggest not touching anything that you can see.
It's still really fucking weird to see the moon on my planet. I never knew it was that color.
The moon back, well, I would say my planet, but I never actually been. They say the moon back on the original planet of the humans was white. Well, back in the history books. It's gone now. I'm more used to seeing planets and stars from the spaceship than from the planet. You know what's the worst kind of mistake you can make this year? The one that you will be left with a reminder forever. This is that one mistake for me. That a mistake, and during that whole thing, this is what I lost. And it's really hard to forget because of that.
How's it going?
A slight issue with the crew member's cybernetic, but it's been fixed.
Gotcha. Who fixed that by chance? Who should I, if say something were to happen to my hunk of junk right here? Who would I? Who was the
Pretty
first
much
person I should
anyone
look
of
for?
engineering can help you with that.
Do any of them wear uniforms?
They're kind of relatively easy to spot. Some of them do wear uniforms, or like,
Or
I
just
guess
carrying.
you could say their EVA
their
suits or
tools.
uniforms. I don't know. Yeah, they can mostly just carry your tools around.
Do any of them wear the rigs like Mercer does?
I think 2 at least.
2 of them do. Natalie, a human with like bright eyes. I can never tell what color they are. I think they're the same color as mine. And then there's I always forget her name,
Costa.
but there's a rat that.
Oh wait, not Costa.
Oh, Costa's no, Costa doesn't wear one. Costa doesn't have one. The rat lady with the giant wrench. She also has a rig. She's part of engineering.
Oh, I saw her. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
she's the one who fixed the medical breathing apparatus.
Yeah.
All right.
We have a fish crew member that needs needs a water filter or a water pool around their gills to breathe and needs to move.
Wait, really? Like, if she takes the thing off, she, you know, like...
Yes?
Oh, shit. That's not good. Okay.
She makes it work.
Archer?
Alright, I'll... Yo.
Okay.
Berg? Archer? Archer? Berg?
Already met you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
We're
good enough.
we're besties.
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
You were gonna ask?
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Just Archer's sheer presence it just took whatever I was thinking and just threw it out of my head.
Thanks, man. Okay.
By the way, Archer,
I'll
did
keep an
I
eye
hear
out for
right?
them.
We're off planet?
Yeah.
Alright. We most likely will be
Thank you,
gathering.
Netflix. One second.
We'll most likely gathering all the secondaries tomorrow.
Chatty's part of engineering too, right? I'm not hallucinating.
Who?
I'm not forgetting.
Second?
Chatty.
Chatty, yes.
Chatty. Right there.
Right behind
there.
you.
Right, yeah, right there.
Yes, they're the weapon expert.
That. This is Chatty. They're also part of engineering.
Hi.
There's also the shark lady with the big fucking cannon thing on their back. That's also engineering.
I thought she was security.
Oh, and the cute dress? And like the big thing on her back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Vane's part of engineering, and that is a hull breacher floating behind her back.
Right. I knew about the hull breacher. I didn't know engineering though.
That's why it was a whole fight with them to them saying that it was their tool, and us having to argue that it is a weapon, and that there's no reason to have a tool of that caliber in the ship.
Other people's halls. It's for breaching other people's halls.
I was gonna say, is
pretty
she
sure she
planning on
eviscerated
breaching
someone
this
with it.
ship's hull?
No.
Hopefully not.
Oh no,
Why
if
would you
we
carry that around here.
intimidation purposes.
That is a great question.
But also it does have some.
ask her sometime.
It does have some payloads that are for in-ship combat. All of the actual hull breaching payloads are under a security lockdown, for obvious reasons.
So she just carries the weapon on her back and it's unloaded all the time.
For the most part, yes.
Negative.
But-
Since we were on planet, she couldn't have it again because of issues. Since we're off planet, we're going to be redoing the thing of everyone needs to hand in their weaponry, kind of a thing. So.
And hopefully engineer can
I
finish
don't mean
the secondary containers afterwards.
Of course.
We'll probably be doing that tomorrow, so you're fine for now, Jetty.
I don't need to know
It's
the
really late.
details, but how bad are the issues that we're talking about involving Vane? Is it like first order issues, or is it like
It's
is it
just
like
the
a
hull
petty
breacher
disagreement?
issue.
Okay.
I mean, that's as far as I know with her. There's probably some other people issues. I don't fucking know.
The captain has basically set the order. This is how it is, and they are following the order. So you most likely will not see the hull breacher again tomorrow, unless you see them leaving the ship for a reason.
Okay. I guess I won't worry about it.
I believe it's also their tool, isn't it?
That is the reasoning they used to keep it for as long as they did, but the captain has ordered it is
I
to
like
be
that wording.
kept.
Their reasoning.
It is kept under lock as all the other weapons.
Understandable. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be a tool for zero gravity anyway, so worst comes to worst, when they leave the ship, you have to give it to them.
Exactly.
For them to do their job, but other than that, I guess they really don't need to keep it on them.
Yes.
Unless do we turn off the gravity on the ship just for fun around here, or no? Okay. Okay.
No,
I believe we will get lots of complaints from the cleaning crew.
I think the only room that has a reduced gravity or atmosphere is mine, and that's just because Tally needs it.
Okay. But what I'm hearing is, if there is just suddenly a very big hole in the ship, I'll know who it was. I don't know who to curse this. I'm
Not
flying out into
necessarily.
space with all my... Yeah.
Well, it depends if it was inside or outside. If it's outside, it
Yeah.
could have been a completely different ship.
Fane's not gonna
There
shoot
ain't
a
a
hole
hole in the ship. If she was gonna
No,
do
no,
it, she
they're
would have
not.
already done it.
No, I don't believe so either.
At the end of the day, they still wish to keep their life. And if they were to cause an issue... I made that sound way more threatening than I planned.
They're a bounty hunter. They
Yeah,
take
that
out
was-
people
that
that
was
do
pretty
what
intense.
you're claiming that they're going to do. They know how it is.
Yes.
What? Okay.
Right. No point that I've been trying to remember. You are a chemist. I know how to make chemical bombs. Please, do not make chemical bombs without letting me know. Because they do need to be
Wow.
categorized and stored.
Okay.
We have the ingredients.
Okay.
Well, we always
Okay.
have the ingredients. No matter what, you always have the ingredients.
Yeah.
So, unless you have eyes on the back of your head, I don't know how you said that just as Gunch left, because I don't... Wait, you're security. Should you... No, you're security too. Okay, so you just talk about making chemical
I'm
Oh,
the
this
explosives
place is
expert.
weird.
They ask me for chemicals all the time.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Also,
I
I'm
remember that.
Yeah, I'm the explosives expert on board, so... I kinda need to tell you to not make bombs, because that's my job.
Okay, well, you know...
We weren't
Burke,
given the best of
don't make any
equipment.
bombs. It's not your job. Okay, Burke.
Yeah.
I won't make any bombs. If I need a bomb, I'll ask security officer to shear.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Right. I'm glad we have that sorted.
Mhm.
You know, all the chemical bombs I was gonna make, you know, just... That was gonna be a big problem.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's a normal
you
science
never
thing to
know.
do.
You never know when a chloroform bomb comes in handy.
So, if you needed help making any bombs, you know who to come to.
No, okay, hold on. So for reasons under my reasons being here, I can't say that that's a good idea. So you shouldn't find me. You shouldn't find me for that.
Right.
I just have to get that out there. Yeah. What?
I'm just
I'm
confused.
just making sure he hears it. Okay.
Okay.
Now.
I guess if your company knew that you were making bombs on this ship, I'd probably.
Oh no,
wouldn't
they're
look
not
good.
my company. It's just I have to follow their rules because you know they're like that.
Well, on this ship we follow
Yeah.
UPA protocols. As by the order of the
Yes,
captain.
as I've heard, echoing throughout the ship in a very deep Vlachen accent. Yeah.
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 Much too
Well-
lions.
Have you gotten yourself scanned yet?
No, I probably need to do that.
That is literally what I was about to ask you.
All right. Well, let's do that, and then afterwards, not making chemical bombs. Definitely not happen. You know, is it true that you need the buddy system to go into the storage room to get stuff? Is that real?
I
Sorry,
think at
what
this
was that?
point, yeah.
Have you seen the chef?
I mean,
Ah.
at the very least, just kind of like
So if I need chemicals, I should find you. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
Well, it depends on the chemical because some chemicals
I'm-
may be found in
I'm
the
joking.
science lab, some may be in there. I know I have to ask the janitor to use the bleach and rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, really?
Gunch, I need to speak with you.
I can't
about
tell. This place is either like super laid back or it's really under lock and key. It's kind of confusing.
Well, he needs the bleach and the rubbing alcohol for his job as the janitor, and I.
Yeah, but we probably need like the potassium, magnesium, hydro, whatever. But we need 2 people to go get it from the room.
Oh, that's science's job.
All right,
We keep a little in
Where'd
the science room.
Where'd the little? Okay, let's go. I'm gonna get scanned. Okay, I'm not gonna keep you waiting because I'm sure you're very busy. Okay. All right. Thanks for the chat. I'm sure we're gonna have a great time working together. I definitely remember where the medical room is.
We're all very busy.
I really hope we did not just confuse the man more.
How do you
what do you?
Nah, it's more funny that way.
How do you like me decide this?
I don't know yet.
Interesting.
In here.
I have seen.
We're probably gonna get along anyway.
I have seen movements and reactions that give me a reason to keep slight eye on him. But that is all. That might just be the fact that it's a new environment to him.
That's what I was gonna say. Probably just because it's a new environment. You know, some places are. I'm only assuming if they're working on an Atlas ship, it's strict. It is.
They have not worked on an Atlas ship. They will tell you themselves.
They haven't worked. Where'd they work before this?
Civilian, I assume. They were brought here by Atlas. They were assigned for this job by Atlas, but they themselves are not connected to Atlas.
All right. Well, if you're thinking civilian, I think weapons on people's hips are very not normal.
That
Especially
depends.
When you're talking, well, for right now, you're talking engineering with a weapon on their hip. It's not typically normal that you'd have an entire crew, you know, strapped to the teeth with weaponry.
Yes. Well, maybe they get more comfortable tomorrow once we do the lockdown once again, as we have left planet side.
This is probably true.
We will wait until tomorrow in case somebody follows us, but I assume not.
Yeah, I also understand everybody else's issue with it, as a lot of people come from being mercenaries, and you would carry your weapon around everywhere. A lot of our crew members don't like having not their weapon on them just in case something happened.
It is why we are working on the secondary holders for all departments, so that in case something does happen, you are quickly able to defend yourself. For those who wish to, at least. It is still recommended that once one has armed themselves with their secondaries, that they move into a defensible positions of the bridge, the medical, or the security office, or the conference room, as those are the most furthest from the airlocks and also easier to defend due to just a singular or two entrances.
This is true. I know that hallway directly out of science, going that way, very hard to defend. You get the hallway, you got the lunchroom, and then anything can come around the side.
Yes, sadly science is more in the middle of the ship.
But if you go back one more, you have a lot less. You have, well, the science room, the hallway next to science, and the other hallway. Much more easy to defend. And you cut off the critical things like security and medical. Just in case people have to fall back to medical, at least it's 3 hallways instead of 3, 4 that you would get the other way. Oh, but the elevator. Oh. Yeah, a reactor core. That's probably not the best thing to just give them access to. That elevator is not a good place.
The entirety of the airlock is basically a kill zone. They breached it and we're kind of fucked.
I think it should be that security up front, engineering in core room, all of them, and then science and medical hold back to this hallway right here. Or backing up security as much as they can.
Everything all right, Siri?
Captain ordered us to keep PDA to the room, so we were going to the room.
Is it me or their faces?
They could just go into the
More
room.
colorful than usual. What is that?
I don't know.
I think someone has a crush.
What is a crush?
Often in terms, in this case, is romantic feelings for someone.
Oh.
Hmm.
I wonder how they work. I never had
I don't
those
know either.
romantic feelings.
Technically, it's a chemical chemical balance in your brain that kind of gives you a fuzzy feeling.
The bottle stuck.
Interesting.
Yeah, most emotions are some sort of chemical imbalance in the brain, especially in a high amount to cause an imbalance.
Oh.
Yes, but they're usually there to make us act in a certain way.
This is true.
Fear is to, keep ourselves alive. Anger is to, defend ourselves in situations where fear no longer aids.
I am familiar with those, but romantic is unknown to me.
Romantic is also the most confusing.
I would imagine so.
This is also coming from someone whose culture is to fight, not to court.
Dopamine?
For me, has not come up. It's hard to want to get romantic when you know any of the people you know closely could be gone soon. Less so
All the
now.
people I originally know are dead.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. You get used to it after a while. I typically spend most of my time with humans. It lasts a lot longer than they do. Oh. Several generations have passed on the ship that I worked for. Even the people who used to raise me aren't around anymore.
I see. That is
Sadly, anyone that I knew of is passed away.
It is sadly one of the larger issues when it comes to interspecies interactions. Quite a few humans are a bit jealous of all these other races that outlived them by so long.
Well, here's a curveball for you. Jealous of the fact that you'd live longer than me. I think the oldest recorded Targel to live was like 40, roughly.
But is there any known cases where they have died of old age and not due to someone deciding that they should be gone?
No, that's why I say the oldest known record. Like, even then, that's an estimate of them being 40. We don't live that long, mostly dying to either each other or accidents.
Well, if it's up to me, as long as I'm here, and I'm able to change it, you won't be dying to a fight. I hope. My job is to keep up the people here alive, after all, including the other security officers.
Yeah, I need to go throw this away.
Definitely appreciate it.
It's what my job was as a squad lead back in the military. My job was to make sure that all the people under me survive.
I'm not used to being so close to, not close to the action. I'm used to sitting very far in the back. Well, I did a pretty good job at protecting my other crew members, I feel like. My fellow scientists. I did a good job at keeping them safe.
I will admit, I was quite surprised how many of the crew were surprisingly active when things started.
Captain?
You're used to...
We're in relaxation hours. No need to salute right now. Thank you, though.
Like I said, the only one I really saw to have a reaction that I expect usually in situations like this was Jasper, who was huddled in the in the security room by themselves. Everyone else actively taking part and defending themselves, even in a hostage situations where Scientist Tally was, Dr. Tally was under being held at gunpoint.
I guess it's the sad fact of people are probably very used to it. I am. But,
From what Jasper told me about his history, he is the only one of his species. He's unique. I would think that his self-preservation would tell him to run from danger. Whatever the danger is.
Most likely. Where I worked, we didn't have a security force, so the rest of the staff, all the scientists, were the security force.
That sounds very dangerous.
When you train 1,000 plus some odd people to how to use weapons, we're a large station. Top of the line technologies. You know, we got auto guided cannons in the front of the most people didn't get to us, and when they did, it didn't last very long. Can't man a ship large enough to take out thousands of people on a research vessel. Or station, barely a vessel.
My experiences with the fleet.
Very, very top floor. I used to be the sniper of the scientists. So, looking down at front facing typically where they are, they didn't make it very far. We had one of those front areas, a lot of space looking upwards, many floors. You don't get very far.
It is different than once you're... I guess it was a new experience to see just them so close, like you said. I'm used to being in the thick of it, in the middle of everything. It's actually quite quiet, not hearing artillery fire constantly around me as I run in.
Terrain events is one of those, was one of my designs.
It's gonna be hard for me to get used to fighting somebody this close to me. This is not what I'm used to. I'm defensive. Set defensive stance all the time. As far back as you can go. Long distance. Not used to close. When they boarded, that was very different for me.
Maybe at some point you will want to come to the training room and have a few moments where I will basically just come at you and basically get you more used to the feeling of someone coming at you at close quarters, just to help you that you do not lose your cool as much, possibly. Obviously you might not need it, but... At the end of the day, it's not
too bad.
The most dangerous part is that if something happens and you panic.
last mission I was sent on the ship the Atlas ship. I sent out there. I always on the brink of almost panicking.
Yes.
The whole time. Never been in a situation like that before.
That's why I tried to make sure the attention was towards me.
I definitely appreciate it. Without everybody else there, I don't think I would have made it out of there.
That is what it means to be out in a group. You figure out what is your speciality and you let others patch up on where you're lacking. The only mistake I did was misreading one of those creatures' intentions.
We learned a lot. Off your actions, that probably helped us by the end.
Still, it's quite morbid to throw a charred corpse at a creature thinking they wish to eat it, only to have it enrage and charge you.
Yeah. What do you to do though? I probably would have done the same.
If I had thought about it more, though, I would have been less active afterwards. I believe my aggressive actions enraged them later too.
Oh, that's when you kind of take into consideration the other aspects of how they were behaving.
They definitely seemed like they were behaving like they wanted to eat us. Though they didn't eat the other crew members.
Then it wasn't a matter of starvation. If there was plenty of corpses around, then why wouldn't they have eaten them? It was
and the
less
main
starvation
fact,
probably and more protection.
Yes, well, they disappeared. Yeah. From what we can tell, there was no traces of them left after the final crew member died. And apparently they were somewhat psychotic, if I remember from the reports from Cross.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, knowing what... Knowing some of the accounts of what psionics can do.
Alright. I think I'm gonna call them for the night. Today's been a day.
Yeah, I should probably call it too.
Tension can be called the night for the whole ship.
Of course.
Fair enough.
I will attend to my room as well.
Maybe we can finally relax a bit more now that we're back in space. Less likely of us getting just surprisingly boarded. Since it's much harder to sneak up on a spaceborne vessel after all. Alright. I'll do a few more rounds, possibly. Anyone in the cafeteria?
Nope, nothing happened in there at all.
But the captain, you know what? I guess I don't need to care. Have they not added this?
That's Mercer's room, and Mercer has a roommate.
No, apparently he doesn't anymore, and that's why he said that he might as well take him. Do you have issues with the room? Or have you not been registered in the...
Oh, I just don't think... Yeah, I thought I got scanned at the... Ah! I see you're busy still.
It's your room. You can
No,
come in as
just...
you please.
Oh. Okay. Sure. You see something red poking out of his hoodie pocket. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look, sure. I'm really sorry, Josh.
No, I do believe you were just about wrapped up.
Just some issues with the... Well, I assume Mercer will register him to the system eventually.
Greetings.
Right. I'll walk around a bit.
You have... You have a good night.
Something has got your eye.
Good night, Ashir.
It's my gun. Oh, thank you.
Don't worry, they seem like a total pushover.
Are you having weapons on your own? Or are you in the cloud?
Officer Delon.
Officer Conch, I believe since we're off planet, tomorrow morning we'll have the gathering of people's secondary weapons again.
Indeed. I would like to speak with the captain on that matter, and if there's any kind of loophole we could use to have people keep them. I'd much rather it be that way, especially now that we've had an airlock breach once.
That was on planet though. Ambushing us off planet is much harder, even if they were to get close enough.
Impossible.
I would believe there takes a considerable more time to be able to get through the airlock when we're in space. And there's a much higher likelihood that they will try to breach through the walls themselves, at which point...
Indeed. A hull breaker is much more likely, but... Regardless, when tomorrow comes, we will be about it however it's decided.
Hopefully
Should
by
also
then
be a heads
also...
meeting tomorrow. We'll probably discuss it then as well.
Bring up the secondary weapon locker project. See if they have finished the prototype, made a functional one, so that we can actually have it installed, so that people have a more comfortable place for their secondaries. Possibly also
I'll speak with Grohl on the matter.
Yes.
I know he was kind of spearheading that.
Yes. Also possibly add a few standardized stun pistols in them, each of them for anyone who does not have a designated secondary.
We will speak on it. I need to get this back to the kitchen.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Good night, officer. Officer, commander. I'm having a issue.
This is Tashir going to bed. Good night. Sorry.
They are ships.
It would appear so.
What can this thing enhance? What can it... Ah. Come on.
Civ.
So, apparently we're now going through a active combat zone.
That's the one.
That was my
What?
expression internally.
I was asking the captain if we can get some identification for the ships, but I don't think we are close enough for that. So...
I assume...
We can see them and they're in range of scanners. We should be able to at least detect who they belong to, and if we can't identify that, then we know they're just an unidentifiable third party out here.
I assume we at least have the UPA IDFs.
The IDS.
Yes.
Please refresh me. It's been a long
The signal that the ship automatically sends out, that anyone who scans, if they have the right frequencies, they will immediately recognize this as UPA ship.
Correct, we do. That I know of. The AI, as much as I'm not a fan of having one, does make sure that is broadcasted out in a controlled manner. I'm more focused on keeping up kinetic barriers to make sure that we aren't hit by any extra debris.
Sid, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Do you think the gods stay in the realms beyond because they too fear that which they have already created?
That is... this is why you're a wise man, Captain. I don't know. That is a very...
Am I really? I choose to stay here day after day.
Well, listen, we all are confined here in the coffin of metal. We have to make the best of it. We were sent on a job, whether, we volunteered or someone volunteered us, and here we are. So, we make do.
I'm just going to close that monitor so I don't have to keep looking at that. Maybe if I'm lucky, one of those projectiles will come soaring right through that window and nail me right between the eyes.
Careful what you ask for, Captain. You don't know what the gods have in hand.
I assume Archer will be busy making sure we are to avoid any direct firings between other ships. Keep us from...
I would say so.
Aggravating anyone.
I trust Archer's skills.
Yes, I trust Archer to do their job. Everything else, though. It might be bedtime for you, Captain.
I'm just flabbergasted at everything that's going on.
You didn't stay on that couch for... Couch? Yes, that's a couch. You didn't stay on that small couch for long, did you? It's kind of...
Couch.
That one. Behind you.
This one? The one I'm sitting in? Or the chair back
Your
there?
throne, Captain, yes. Your throne is lost. I'm going to sit on it,
sat
Captain.
There for less than a moment.
A shame. What if I sat on it? Wouldn't that be funny?
By all means, it doesn't have any controls. That's why I like to be at one of the stations, because I actually like to be doing something. But that is the best place where I can give orders from, so... either there or here. I'm actually in Archer's chair right
now. Sorry.
Well, it was originally mine. It has a better interface display.
What do you think, Delon? Don't I look great?
My experience is on ground combat. I was not much on the fleet combat. Thus, I cannot give much on the experience side there.
You look like you're doing one of the northeastern province squats.
It comes natural. Not really, I suppose.
I feel like everyone's having those.
No, not really a private talk, it's just... gazing at the bullshit of the day.
Well... If this is going to be the situation, I think I will be going to at least take a nap, so that if something does happen, I'll be ready to jump up and get into action. Just in case I'll take... Just in case I will be taking my suit to my room, so that if something does happen, I will be immediately ready.
Just like the old days, huh?
That's all.
Commander Conch,
What are you doing?
Yes.
I would recommend you to go to the bridge and ask the captain of the situation. For me, I will be going to get rest now that I still have the chance, and I will be taking my suit with me in case I need to have it the moment I wake up.
Well, that's concerning. I'm off to the bridge then.
So much for you. It was nice while it lasted. It's quite concerning, Delon.
I was ready to wake up with a coffee again, but I think I will continue to drink water.
What's wrong with the coffee?
Me drinking coffee is a sign of it all being crude.
It's a sign of what again?
That I can take it easy and I don't have to be at my most best. For me, caffeine does not affect as the enhancer. It's more of a, it relaxes me a bit. Thus, when I'm in a time when I consider it a time of peace, a time of everything being fine, that's what it is.
So no coffee for now, then?
Don't tell this to everyone. I wish to not people to watch what I drink during the morning and then decide on that how worried they should be for the day.
I'm not in the habit of spilling secrets.
It's not a secret, but I don't wish it to be just common knowledge either.
Either way, I went around spilling everyone's dirty laundry. I'd never hear anymore.
Have a good night, Vane. Why do I feel like I took the time of... Why do I feel like the time that was nice I took for granted? Making it hard for me, aren't you? like that one time. I'll take a bullet for any one of you. I will refuse to fail again. Never.